If someone were to tell you that you don't need to have any sales skills whatsoever to get into wholesaling, that's going to be a lie. But what it breaks down to is if you understand how to provide these three different words, and I'm going to be talking about inside this video, then you have all the skills that you need. Hey, what is going on, everyone? Devin Knupp here with another video, and today I'm going to talk about these three words, and they are RTR. And I'll get into a second on what they stand for and everything, but these are the premises of basically any sort of sales that you're doing, as well as how to get properties at a deep discount inside of real estate wholesaling. And so before I jump into today's video, tomorrow I'm going to do a Q&A session kind of video. I don't know if I'm going to do it live yet, but what I want you guys to do is I want you to DM me on Instagram, and I'm going to take those questions and answer them in tomorrow's video. So I'm going to put my Instagram link down below. It's going to be the first link in the description. And inside of there, just shoot me a direct message on Instagram, and I will try to answer your questions in tomorrow's video. So it can be about whatever you want. It could be about life, business, real estate wholesaling, whatever you want. So just shoot me a DM, and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. And so, what does RTR stand for? And it is respect, trust, and rapport. And so if you don't know what any of those, like how this involves with wholesaling, I'm going to break it all down for you by each word. So on top of RTR, really the only thing that's left as far as like the sales skills that you need is basically just being able to provide value and having a good pitch. But the real estate of wholesaling, the business of wholesaling, it kind of pitches itself on the value that we're providing on to these sellers that are motivated to sell their house at discounts. So basically what it breaks down to at the end of the day is a numbers game. But if you understand these three principles, then you're going to be set to go, and there's really going to be nothing stopping you from signing up any deal with a motivated seller. So first things first is respect. So first of all, the seller needs to respect you and understand kind of your position in the situation. So with this, they need to be selling to you at the end of the day. It may seem like you're selling as to why you need to buy the house, but any situation where you're kind of giving, like you're having to really try to sell yourself inside of there, then chances are it's going to be a lot harder for you to get the deal under contract. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's going to be a lot harder for you. And so the way that we do this and really build up the respect is that we always are going to be pulling away. We just need the seller to understand that there's other deals out there that we can come across, and we don't need to buy this property. It's kind of like the plenty of fish scenario. I don't know if you ever have like a girlfriend or whatever. I use this reference just because it applies to most of the guys on this channel. And majority of the people, I want to say it's like 92% of the people that watch my channel are on the male side of the demographics. So with that, basically just understand that like with the girlfriend, there's plenty of other girls out there if you're not enjoying the relationship with this one. So just understand that there's multiple out there. And then ladies watching this video, just understand there's lots and lots of guys out there. There's 8 billion people out there. You can always find somebody. And so treat the same with these houses. And once you portray that to the seller, then they're really going to see, they're going to kind of respect you a little bit more and your time as to what the value you are providing inside of there. And so the way that I do this, whenever I try to talk to a seller, is like I said, I always pull away, even when I'm on the phone. The second question I'd always ask them is, I'm always like, hey, this is Devin, I was calling about the property. And then after that, I'm like, sorry, did I catch you in the middle of something? And so as you see, I'm pulling away, like I really don't need to talk to you right now. And then it kind of, you'll start to see like over the long term how this really affects the relationship with you and the seller and helps you get it under contract. So the second word on the RTR is trust. So they need to trust that you are the best option and the best opportunity to get rid of this property. And so in order to do so, you need to have a little bit of confidence inside of there. You don't have to be massive confident and just pretend like you've done 1,000 of deals, but that definitely does help when you are inside of the house. So, or talking to the seller in general. So you just need to build up massive amounts of trust and just be yourself. At the end of the day, you just need to be yourself, and that'll help out. So don't try to be somebody that you're not, other than just try to put yourself into the position of being a cash buyer, and that's really it. So they just really need to trust that you can get the job done And that is it. And some people, in order for them to have that trust instilled, they need to have earnest money, or they just need to have it in writing. But you just need to let them know that everything's going to be okay, and you're going to be able to do what you're telling them you're going to be able to do. Now, I understand mistakes happen, but you just need to put yourself out there as best as you can, so that way the seller can trust that you can get the job done and you can purchase this property and there's not going to be any kinks in the wheel. But I understand that you probably knew or watching this video are going to have a little bit of trouble getting the property at the right price because you don't understand the price points just yet on exactly what's going on inside of your market. So the third word on this list is rapport. And so most of you guys probably know all three of these words. It's not rocket science or anything, and you probably know it in second grade. But rapport, basically, you just need to build a relationship with the seller, basically becoming their friend. And something that I learned when I was getting into sales was I would listen to a lot of podcasts, and this one podcast really stood out to me as it really just aligned with who I am and kind of my belief system as well. And that word is charm. And I kind of stick charm as well as rapport together. And charm doesn't mean that you're a good looking guy or gal or anything like that. What charm is basically where you act extremely interested into somebody's life and are more interested in their life than your own. And so I know I'm probably butchering the definitions. I'll just put one in right here. But basically, at the end of the day, what I mean by this is, have you ever had somebody that just gives you a cold shoulder with every answer that they give you? Just like, hey, how's your day going? And they're just like, good. And you're like, okay. And then what do you do for work? I'm construction. And then that's it. And then it's just awkward at that point. So basically what charm does is it makes the conversation less awkward. And what you're doing is you're leveraging the fact that people love to talk about themselves. And so how I build up rapport is I get them to tell me a lot of stuff by using this word charm, basically the tactic of charm. And with this, then I try to relate my own personal life on top of what's going on inside of their life. And so this is something that I do commonly with every seller that I have, and this is why I'm able to convert the leads that I come across and the motivated sellers and find them out and basically get any person that's selling their house wanting to sell it to me at least, and then on top of that, any motivated sellers, I can get them at a deeper discounted price. So basically, if they're just like, oh yeah, like if you're like, hey, what do you do for work? And they're like, oh, I do construction. What I would be like, oh, that's awesome. What type of construction do you do? And then maybe they'll tell you, oh yeah, I work on the roads or something like that, or I pour the asphalt onto the roads, or I build houses. And then what I'd be like, oh, that's awesome. Like what type of houses do you build? How long have you been doing it? And you just keep trying to dive deeper and deeper into this one little lane, avenue, road, whatever you want to call it, until like you basically you know everything going on inside of their life down that one avenue. Just get them to keep talking about it. And what this does is it drags the focus away from the property. And as much as you can do that, and you can just push it all towards the side of just like the relationship side of you and the seller, that's going to do you a lot of good, and it's going to really help you out in the long term. And so what I usually like to do is I try to barely talk about the property whenever I'm there, whenever I'm talking about the seller, other than getting the initial info at first, trying to find out if they're motivated. And so not talking about the property really helps out my case, because then I just become their friend. I just hang out at the end of the day. I enjoy my time, and with me enjoying my time, I have a good time, they have a good time, and then on top of that, they trust me a lot more. We built a lot of rapport, and we have a good standing relationship. And with this relationship, as this is a relationship business, we're trying to help people out. That is where I get the properties at a discount if they're motivated. Because at the end of the day, if they aren't motivated, it's going to be extremely difficult to get their property at a discount. You can't convince a seller to sell their house at a discount. They have to come to that conclusion themselves. So you can always lead them to that conclusion, but you can never get them to sell their house at a discount if they don't want to sell their house at a discount. Because if you think about it, especially in the real estate, this is somebody's life savings all into one piece of property. That this is basically majority of people's investment. Maybe some of them have a 401k and whatnot, but still, that's usually not equivalent to this property that they own, and they are trying to get rid of it. So, or they're trying to sell it, and they're majority of the time they're trying to get the most for it. So you just have to understand that, and you just have to understand the seller's position in the matter of this is something big for them. It may not be big to you and me. So this could be like a completely emotional situation for somebody. At the end of the day, I've gone to hung out with sellers, and they were just like, it's a super emotional piece for them. And at the end of the day, like, I feel for them, but at the end of the day, it's just like, wow, my life's great. Like, I don't have anything to worry about. And you just have to understand the position that they're in. And when you help these people out, when you help the sellers out, you'll be able to get a lot more properties under contract at a deep discount. So any house that you go into, just make sure you try to utilize these three things. And as long as you utilize respect, trust, and rapport, and you build all of these with the seller, with the person selling their house, then you are going to do great. That's the only sales skills that you need. And what I was saying earlier about the value in the pitch, basically the value in the pitch is like I always talk about the triangle. So the triangle of selling your house. So you can either sell it by yourself, FSBO, you can sell it with a realtor, or you can sell it to an investor or a cash buyer. And so with the realtor, basically there's three different things that you can have, and you can only choose two. With these three different ways of selling, you can either get the most for your property, you can get the convenience side of things where everything's handled for you. You can also get the time piece, basically selling it quickly. And so if you sell it with the realtor, it's going to be convenient. You're going to get the most for your property. It's not going to be quick. And on top of that, if you sell it by yourself, you can sell it quickly. You can get the money side of things, but it's going to take a lot of work, and it's not going to be convenient for you. And then last but not least, where our position is as the wholesaler is we're able to buy it quickly, all cash. So they're sacrificing how much they're going to be making on this property, but it's super convenient for them. It's all said and done. And on top of that, we can close quickly. So with this value, basically it pitches itself. You just maybe have to point that out here and there. Just we can close quickly and we can pay all cash. You don't have to do anything. It's super convenient. That's your pitch. That's it. You don't have to go through some elaborate sales pitch in order to sell this product, whatever it may be, which most products you have to go through. This is our product. Basically, the fact that we're offering convenience and speed for the kind of dismissal of the money piece of the deal for the seller. So basically, respect, trust, and rapport, and the triangle of value and pitch as far as wholesaling goes, and you're going to go sign up a ton of deals. And really, at this point, the only thing you need to go out there and close deals is the seller leads. So go out there, try to find a bunch of seller leads, and just use the things I talk about inside this video, and you've got everything that you need to know. That's it. You don't need to worry about anything else. Everything will get itself figured out. All you have to do is just take massive imperfect action. And as far as like all the contracts, all what you need to say exactly, all that type of stuff, it's not a big deal. It'll figure itself out. If you find a deal, a discounted property, that's all that matters. Anybody's going to be willing to pick up a deal. Everybody and their grandma or their sister or whatever is going to be wanting to buy your properties if they are discounted. So they're going to figure it out for you. They'll tell you how to get the contract as long as you give them the deal. So anyways, lots of massive amounts of value inside of here. This is probably one of the most important videos you could watch as far as wholesaling goes. And so I recommend that you share this with your friends and family that is trying to get into the business as well. Anybody that you know, share this video around. I realize all the value that I put inside of here. So just take what I said and run with it. So you're only one deal away, and I've given you everything that you need to go close that deal. So anyways, thank you guys all for watching today's video. If you haven't already, if you guys enjoyed today's video and you've made it to this point, join the fam, join the gang by hitting the subscribe button down below. We're nearing 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. And we also upload every day on side of this channel. So that's another reason why you should subscribe. Also, make sure you hit the bell notification next to the subscribe button, so that way you can get notified whenever I upload. And so also smash the like button if you guys like today's video. And like always, I am uploading every day. So I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.